Good morning, my dear students. Good morning. Let's begin with the last part of Chapter 10 Science, Class 8, Reaching the Age of Adolescence, Part 3. Let's begin. Let's talk on metamorphosis. What do you mean by metamorphosis? The caterpillar has to pass through various stages to become an adult moth. Similarly, an adult frog lays egg. The egg grows in the tadpole, which is divided in the early and late tadpole. The late tadpole then grow into the adult frog. The larvae into an adult through this drastic change is converted into the adult frog by the process of metamorphosis. That means the small larva by the end of the process of metamorphosis convert into adult frog. Let's talk on the role of hormones in the completing the life history of insect and the frogs. Metamorphosis in insect is controlled by the insect hormones. In a frog, it is controlled by the thyroxine, the hormone that is produced by the thyroid. So yes, even thyroxine is released in the frog or insect. The thyroxine produced requires the presence of iodine in the water. If the water in which tadpoles are growing doesn't contain sufficient amount of iodine, the tadpole cannot become the adult frog. Let's talk about the reproductive health. Now we have to maintain not only our physical and emotional health well, but we also have to focus on our reproductive health. Let's talk how can we follow certain simple steps. The physical and mental well-being of an individual is regarded as individual's health. To keep the body healthy, every human being need to have the balanced diet. All the macronutrients and micronutrients like proteins, carbs, fats, vitamins, minerals, dietary fibers and water we have to take in a proper designated amount. The person must also observe the personal hygiene and undertake the adequate physical exercises. That means as an adult or as a teenager, you must focus to your personal hygiene, that is bathing every day at least twice, brushing every day twice, and similarly doing some little exercises, playing indoors, outdoors and doing pranayama and yoga on a daily basis. This is essential for the growth of the body. Nutritional needs of adolescent. Adolescence is the stage of rapid growth and development. At this stage, you are growing drastically. Your height is growing, your body parts are growing, your emotional behavior changes are happening. So, you are growing in all the ways and all the terms. So the diet for adolescent has to be carefully planned. The diet must be balanced diet, deprived of all the junk food and the packed foods. Iron build the blood and iron rich foods such as leafy vegetables, jaggery, meat, etc. They are the good source for the adolescents. We have already covered the balanced diet and the nutrients required by the humans in previous classes. Now, what do you mean by the balanced diet? The meal, which includes protein, carbs, fats, vitamins in requisite proportion is known as balanced diet. It's not only that you only take eggs and milk as a proteins, but you should also accompany your diet with the proper amount of fats, carbohydrates and green leafy vegetables and a fruit a day. Roti, dal, pulses, milk and vegetables are included in your balanced diet. Fruit also provides some nourishment and they fight against the deficiency diseases. For infants, the mother's milk provides all the nourishment that they need. Point to remember, chips and packed or the tin snacks through are very tasty. They are very tasty and even I like to have certain kurkure and bingo. But on occasionally you can take them, but they should not replace your regular meal. as they do not have adequate nutritional value. So people who are just using the save mamra or some chips or the french fries or some burgers, they should not be taking as a regular meal. Personal hygiene. Everyone should have bath at least once every day, especially in summer, or after playing outdoors you should bath twice. It is necessary for the teenagers because the increased activity of sweat glands sometimes make the body smelly due to sweating. All the parts of body should be washed thoroughly and cleaned every day, especially your private parts. If the cleanliness is not maintained there, the chances of catching bacterial or urinary infections is going to be there. Special care for the girls. Girls should take a special care of cleanliness during the time of their menstruation flow, as the heavy bleeding is happening in that period of time. They should keep the track of their menstruation cycle and be prepared on the onset of menstruation. They should be using disposable sanitary napkins instead of dirty clothes. Physical exercise. Walking and playing in a fresh air keeps the body fit and healthy. All young boys and girls should take walks, exercise and play outdoor games, and sometimes indoor pranayam and yoga is also beneficial to all of us. Say no to drugs. This day we are hearing the word drug for too many times, and why it is illegal to consume or even store the drug at your place, because it has harmful side effects on your mental as well as your physical health. Adolescence is the period of much activity in your body and the mind, which is normal part of growing up. So do not feel confused or insecure. If anybody suggested that you will get relief if you take some drugs, just say no, unless the prescribed by the doctor. Drugs are addictive. Once you start using them, you'll be addicted to those drugs, and then you cannot focus to your career, your personal health and your friends and families. If you take them once, you'll feel like taking them again and again. They harm the body and they ruin the health and the happiness of entire family. So beware. Say no to drugs. Human Immunodeficiency Virus, HIV, which caused the AIDS. Now, AIDS is caused by the dangerous virus which is known as HIV. This virus can pass on to the normal person from the infected person just by sharing some used syringes and some injected drugs. It can be also transmitted in the infant from the infected mother when she feed her child. The virus can also be transmitted through the sexual contact with the person who has HIV virus. So this virus is very deadly and injurious to health. So one should be aware if the person is affected with HIV virus or having AIDS, one should maintain certain distance in terms of a sexual distance, in terms of not transfusing milk or the blood through their body. So this chapter was all about the adolescence and so many changes that are taking place nowadays in your body, and this is the right time to learn about all these changes and to know that these changes are not new. It happens to everybody. Even in the past it might have happened to your parents, so they have turned the adult now. So this is a very important transformation of your body and the mind. It is important to transform your mind and the body in a right and the correct direction by knowing what is good for you and what is harmful to you. I hope you have enjoyed this chapter. Kindly read the chapter through the textbook. I have covered all the points which are present in the textbook in the form of PPT. I'll be sharing the PDF of textual exercise along with the videos. Kindly note it down, the textual exercise, in your notebook just after this. We'll see you next with the new coming chapters. Till then, take care.